Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I want to go ahead and change this up. It is day 36 of 84 of my second 12-week cut. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and say it is day 120 of trying to get abs. So I'm going to go ahead and change it up because I did 12 weeks and then I started another 12 weeks immediately at the end of that 12 weeks because I like doing 12-week durations because I normally take a week off from training at the end of 12 weeks. But this time I decided I'm just going to go until I get abs. And instead of doing another 12 weeks, and if I don't hit my goal, I'm not going to have to start another 12 weeks. I'm just going to keep on rolling. So I'm changing up the series from a 12-week cut to until I get abs, day 120. And we're going to see how many days it takes until I get abs. I was 226.6 this morning, which is significantly lighter than what I was last Monday. Last Monday, I was 230, like 231 or something like that. In fact, you know what? Let me go check real quick. I have everything written down right here. Okay, so last Monday, I was 232.8. This morning, I was 226.8. I'm sorry, so I was 226. But still, that's crazy. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That's 6. I'm sorry, I have to count my fingers right now. It's too early to try to do it in my head. That is 6 pounds from last Monday to this Monday. So that goes to show you that I was so active this weekend that I burnt through almost all my carbohydrates. Because here's how my weight trended. I'm going to tell y'all. Monday of last week, 232.8. Tuesday, 228.8. Wednesday, 228. Thursday, 226.2. Friday, 225.8. Saturday, 224.4. Sunday, 224 even, right? Sunday, I normally shoot up by about 10 to 12 pounds. So I should have been like, in the evening, I should have been like 230, 234, 236. And this morning, I probably would have been about 230-ish, right? About maybe 2 pounds lighter than I was the previous week. But now this morning, I dropped from 232.8 last Monday to 226.8 because how incredibly busy I was. I had close to 1,000 carbohydrates yesterday. I had 600 before I worked out. And then after my workout, I had another 100. And then for my dinner, which was my cheat meal, I had about another 200. So I was right around 950 carbohydrates. But I'm telling you, this weekend, I was so busy from 6 a.m. in the morning all the way to like 7, 8 o'clock at night, nonstop. The only time I stopped doing what I was doing was to eat and then to work out and do my cardio. And that's it. And I was right back to doing like what I was doing. So it's kind of crazy. And then, I started this back in August 18th of 2025. I have it all written down right here. And then I just started at, 252. And then my evening weight Sunday night was 252. And then I woke up the very first day that I woke up, I was 247.8 on Monday. And then going from 247.8 18 weeks ago to 226.8, what I weighed this morning on Mondays. And then if you go down to Sundays, Sunday morning, the very first morning, I was 248.2. And then yesterday I was 224, right? Because I have everything written down. These are days, Monday, Tuesday, it goes down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for each week, right? So this is 12 weeks. And this is the start of another 12 weeks. This is 12 weeks for all Tuesdays and stuff like that. That's how I have it written down. So I can tell you all my weights every single day for the last 18 weeks. I can tell you what my weights were. And I've been watching them trend, so I've been tracking them. So instead of doing 12 weeks and then 12 weeks, I'm just going to continue just trucking along the way I'm going. And 6 pounds is a massive drop. My Keurig broke this morning, so I'm going to make some coffee on the stove, and then I'm going to go do my cardio, and then I'm going to see about possibly continuing on my carport and go from there. Goodness, it is cold today. So it is technically day 120, like I said earlier. So this is walk 240. And when I first started, I was doing it on a treadmill, and not the street, but all the same, right? I was still doing cardio twice a day. Now, I wasn't doing it for an hour a day for the first 12 weeks. I built up to an hour, and then I pushed from there to stay at an hour a walk twice a day instead of doing the Stairmaster for 30 minutes twice a day, then 45 minutes twice a day. I changed it to walking. So that's what I'm going to do. The videos will now be labeled until I get abs, day whatever. And I'm going to continue to truck along. We finally hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Super excited about that. That's a really good milestone to hit. Feels really good. I'm really proud of that. Thank you for everybody supporting the channel, being here, supporting me. It means a lot to me. I'm going to keep on pushing forward with everything. Nothing's going to change or slow down. And hopefully things only continue to improve from here and get better and better with everything. My results, my training, my dieting, the videos, the quality, hopefully the entertainment, everything just gets better and better. I am incredibly cold this morning. It is so cold, 34 degrees. I got a sweater and a jacket on, and it's just cutting right through me. I'm still in shorts. I know. Why are you in shorts? I hate pants. I just don't like pants. My legs aren't cold. My feet aren't cold. They're not bothering me. My thighs aren't cold. It's just really my upper body that starts to feel the cold. My lower body, for some reason, just isn't bothered by it. But whatever the case is, if I get cold, my feet will get cold and they will hurt. But as long as my chest is cold, my chest is warm, my upper body feels good, my lower body isn't really affected. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know if other people are like that too, but that's just the way I've always been. So it is what it is. Got a beautiful day. Got a lot of stuff ahead of me. I'm really aggravated because of I got a lot of stuff to do. So I've put up multiple carports, and you like building a house, you start from the ground up. You never start from the roof down. But I was like, looked at the instructions, and they said to start with the truss and build out the truss, and then sheet metal, and then put the legs, and then put the base on. And I'm like, that's weird. Why would you start from the top down? You never start from the top down. But I was like, you know what? There might be a reason for it. So I'm just going to follow the instructions and go against all logic known to man. And then now it's too much to pick up, and I can't get it up. So now I'm going to have to take all the sheet metal off and deassemble all the cross bracing to pick up one section at a time to get it up with the legs on. So I'm gonna have to undo a bunch of work I did to redo it because I went against logic and reasoning and followed the instructions. Now here's the kicker. This thing was manufactured in China, whatever, I don't care. All I need to do is keep the rain and the wind off of me. And I think the instructions were honestly printed backwards. I think there was a language barrier and a miscommunication on the steps. And I think step 1 was the last step. And I'm pretty sure the last step was step 1, because it literally shows you starting from the roof and then going backwards to the legs. And it just was so odd to me. But I kept on going because I'm like, well, and the instructions. But yeah, if you're buying stuff made in China, maybe read the instructions, but use logic when it comes to assembly and the step of things that you're supposed to do in order. Because there's been things that I started putting together in the past when I was younger. I was like, I don't need the instructions. And then I got so far, then I realized, oh crap, I had to stop to take all this apart because that was supposed to go on first, and there's no way to get that in without removing all this. And that's happened to me multiple times in the past. So now I do read the instructions on everything I put together, and I make sure I follow the steps according to how the assembly goes, so I don't have to take anything apart to redo it, because I figured, well, I could do this without the instructions just by looking at it. I kind of grew out of that. Instructions aren't there to make you an idiot or make you feel stupid. They're there to make it convenient, so you go in the correct order, in the correct sequence, so you don't have to do that. So that's why I just followed them. And this time it was wrong. So, but all right, I'm gonna finish my walk and see you guys in a little bit. Oh, good God Almighty, I'm tired. I have been working on that thing for 3 days, and I've been up at 6 o'clock every morning, if not earlier, and working till about 7, 8 o'clock at night, doing cardio in the morning, working out in the afternoon, doing cardio again, plus doing that nonstop all day, besides stopping to eat and then going back at it. About 14-hour days of physical labor and moving. I mean, to the point where I'm down 6 pounds from last Monday. That's insane. I'm tired. So I'm not taking this week off of training. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to push on the supersets and the drop sets. I'm just going to do straight sets this week because my biceps hurt, my forearms hurt, my back hurts, my traps hurt, my low back hurts, my leg hurts, my abs hurt, my eyebrows hurt, my eyelashes hurt, my toenails hurt, everything hurts, right? So I'm just gonna clang and bang on some straight sets, take it a little easy, and just kind of have like a recovery week almost, and just do what I can. Because sometimes you gotta back off just a little bit to be able to push the throttle tomorrow. And this is my top set right here. It's just gonna be straight. The set before this felt incredibly heavy. My grip is non-existent right now because how much I've been holding, squeezing, twisting, torquing, working with my hands. They're just tired. My back, because I've been bending over, standing up, bending over, standing up, climbing up and down ladders, bending over, picking this up, picking it up, heaving it up, holding it overhead. Like I've just been going non-stop for the last 3 days. I replaced a heater core on a vehicle, and I was all crammed in there, all jacked up and trying to get it fixed. So I'm tired, but I'm still in here. And I'm just gonna throttle down a little bit today. My lower back is so angry at me from bending over so much the last 3 days. Yeah, I could probably do maybe 1 or 2 drop sets or maybe 1 or 2 rest pause, but to be completely honest, I'm beat up, man. And I have been busy in actual life. And again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to get all these things that need to be taken care of out of the way so I could get back to focusing on my training 100%. But the kicker is, even with everything still happening, I'm still doing my diet 100%, and I'm still getting in the gym and training with the most intensity that I can. Now, this is the first day that the intensity is definitely down and I can feel it. But it's not an excuse. I'm gonna make it happen. Also, I definitely tweaked my shoulder today. Are you done? Yeah. I definitely tweaked my shoulder today. Whenever I was lifting those walls up overhead, I had to go full extension overhead, and I had to grab this pole. I had to grab the framing, pick it up, and literally like press it up overhead. And whenever I did, I felt something in my shoulder kind of strain a little bit. And you already know I've been kind of like dealing with it. It's been bugging on me for the last 2 weeks. So tomorrow is shoulder night, so I'm definitely going to have to take it easy on my shoulders tomorrow. I may be very limited on what I can do depending on how bad it is. And I've been stretching it. I rolled it out. I did deep tissue. I hit it with a massage gun, and I'll do that again tonight and then do some stretching tomorrow. And I'll see how it feels whenever it comes time to work out. But I'm definitely not going to push through any type of pain to try to lift weight if it's going to set me back 4 months of recovery by simply taking a week or two off of training my shoulders just to let them heal up, or at least pulling back on my shoulders, not pulling them completely out, but just backing off for about 2 weeks to let it heal up to be able to start pushing the throttle again. So if I have to go down significantly on all my lifts tomorrow, I'm talking about maybe 15 pounds on dumbbell press just to get movement in there, but range of motion with movement to get blood in there to heal it up. That's what I'll do, because I'm not going to push nothing and get hurt. That's just stupid. Let's go to pull downs now. It is definitely a different atmosphere whenever your shoulder is bugging on you and you're tired. Now, everybody has their off days and their tired days and their moments where they're not feeling 100%. Trust me, I get it. And these are the moments that you have to dig deep and really push through. And I don't mean push through like, oh, I'm going to go through this pain and just deal with it. No, like I said, I talk a lot of shit about like pushing heavy weight, shorter range of motion, get in there. You know, don't be afraid to do something hard and difficult. Yeah, it's going to hurt and it's going to suck, but in all reality, like the whole concept is not to get hurt and not to get injured. And if you start feeling an injury coming on, or you start feeling soreness or achiness, or something's just not quite like working correctly, it's a good idea to back off the load, back off the reps, or maybe even just completely not do that lift for a week or two and then come back in, do something light, or do it very light and assess how it feels. Because getting injured in reality will set you back way further than taking just maybe 2-3 weeks off from a certain lift and then just kind of moving around it until it heals up enough where you can start, you know, putting load back onto it. So that's what I'm gonna do about the shoulder. And honestly, man, I don't know if it's the straight bar overhead lateral raises, because I haven't had an issue with my shoulders in forever. So I'm thinking that might be the issue. But then it's also like, if that's the issue, then maybe like that's why my back is so weak in that area of my traps, to where my traps tie into my shoulders, is because of I can't properly engage and use that without having something like this happen. I don't know. I got to figure it out. I got to figure out what I can do if I can't do those to hit that area a little bit better. I think it's coming from my rear delt scapula area, to be honest, because like, it's funny because whenever I go like this and come down, I feel it through the front of my shoulder right here. But then whenever I pull back, I feel it in the back of the shoulder. So I'm not honestly sure where it's coming from. I just know it's there and it's bugging on me pretty bad. But of course, this happened earlier today, and I've done, like I said, a bunch of stuff to it, and it could just be very aggravated and inflamed, and probably taking a night off of training might have been good for it. It might have been bad for it. This might be better because I'm moving it and getting blood in there and stretching it and putting load on it. So I know I didn't tear anything. I know I didn't pop or tear. I know what a tear feels like. I know what a strain feels like. And this honestly just feels like a tweak. Like, I felt it when it happened, but it wasn't like, oh God, oh, my shoulder. It was just like, oh, I'm going to be sore there for a day or two. So when it did happen, it wasn't like super detrimental to like anything at the time. And I continued to do what I needed to do all day. It wasn't until I stopped to eat my pre-workout meal and drink my coffee that I was able to roll it out, massage. That's why I didn't really record. I didn't record any of my food today because literally I was eating while working. And then I was doing deep tissue after I did my last meal before my workout. So I didn't really get any footage in. And I'm just trying to kind of get this thing healed up as fast as possible. I'll probably put some heat on it and some ice on it tonight. I don't really like taking medicine. I don't take ibuprofen or aspirin or anti-inflammatory. I don't take nothing like that. I just don't. I mean, unless I absolutely have no other option, I don't take anything like that. It's just that type of stuff's really hard on the kidneys. So I try to avoid taking painkillers as much as possible, to the point where I just don't ever take them, to be honest. Yeah, that's going to be it for that right there. Man, I can't be upset because I did it to myself. Like, I knew what I was doing. I could have been a little bit more reserved and been like, you know what, I'm just going to do what I can today, and I'm not really going to stress about how far I get. This should have been Saturday. Saturday, I should have been like, all right, I'm going to work on it a little bit, go get the material that I need to get to kind of extend it the way I need to extend it, and just been okay with that. Sunday, I should have just worked a couple hours on it and then been done and just paced myself. But I'm just kind of like an all or nothing kind of way. Like, I hate halfway doing anything. I hate not being able to finish a project, and I hate not being able to get done with what I'm trying to do. It's like all or nothing kind of mentality. Probably be a good idea if I stopped being like that to an extent while I'm doing this, because I say it all the time, there's so many hours in a day, and I never have enough time to get done with everything. I always have so much I have to do, and I know everything I'm doing is going to make me better for in the end whenever I'm done with all this. And the whole mindset is like, just get it done. The faster you get it done, the faster it's done. Like, it's a one-time thing. Get it done, get it up, get it finished, get out the way and go. And then move on to the next thing, get it knocked out, then move on to the next thing. And then after that, I'm done with everything. I can just focus 100% on this. But there's always something else every time something else is done. And I wish I was better about being like, no, I'm just not going to care and do this. I'm just not going to do this. And because I don't care, I'm only going to do this one thing and that's it, nothing else. But I'm just not that way. I have other hobbies and other things I like to do in my life besides just working out and dieting. Fabricating and working on vehicles and jacking them up and building bumpers and rock sliders and re-gearing differentials and putting lockers in, and doing all that kind of stuff is very exciting to me too. And I have more hobbies than just this, and I can't just do this all the time for the rest of my life. And there's other things that I want to do with myself besides bodybuilding. I want to get to a certain point where I can compete and win a local show, and then just maintain and just have that image from there on out and just maintain that look. And then once I'm done competing in bodybuilding, once I finally get started here in the next year, year and a half, then once I'm done with it, it's like I need something else to do. And everything that I'm building towards outside of bodybuilding is that thing to do when I'm done with this. And then also, I still like doing other things besides bodybuilding. Your vehicles aren't going to wait to break down, and your friends aren't going to wait to need help for their vehicles if something happens. And I want to be able to have a place to be able to work on stuff and not be in the driveway and the wind and the rain and the bugs and the heat and everything else. It's just frustrating having to bring all your tools out there, then put them back up, then bring them back out, then put them back up till you're done with it. It's just nice having a place where everything is at that you need and not having to go to multiple places to get stuff. It's just how things are, I don't even think I'm going to record my top set on this. I'm probably just going to go ahead and record this one, seeing as if I'm already here with it. Also, too, I'm not going to do any flexing tonight. It's really freaking cold in here. The high today was like 54, 52, and it is cold. If you couldn't tell, I have a sweater on. I don't ever wear a sweater in here. We have one little space heater, and we didn't turn it on until we came in here. And to be honest, it's not doing a very good job at heating anything up. Plus, my shoulder's bugging me, and I'm just tired and worn out. Plus, I still have to do an hour of cardio, so I don't really have the motivation to really take my shirt off and flex and be cold for a minute. Plus, I don't even know how good my pump's going to be. I'm pretty sure I burnt through all my glucose this weekend that I put back, and today, I just don't feel like there's going to be anything worth even looking at. Not that really there's anything changes from week to week, and there's nothing really worth looking at, to be honest. Now I'm going to be honest, I was really hoping that I took the animal cuts and I was going to get in here and start moving around, and they're going to kick in like some magical freaking nectar of the gods, like a sensu bean from Dragon Ball Z. And I was just going to be like, oh man, yeah, let's do this, hardcore, let's go. But what happened was my shoulder just started talking to me a little bit more aggressively. My grip started coming into the conversation. And then my back started letting me know just how sore it actually is from all the bending over I've been doing for the last 3 days in a row. I think I'm going to hang out on these for a minute because I don't feel that in my shoulder at all. I just feel this 100% my lats like the good Lord intended it. So I think I might just hang it on these for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off now. I'm going to get a little bit more when I go on my cardio. That's it for tonight's workout, guys. I'm sorry it wasn't more entertaining, man. I kind of really dropped the ball on this today. It is so cold today. Oh my goodness. I'm not a fan of the cold. I like comfortable. I've said it many times. I prefer comfortable over cold. Okay, so I worked up to 2 plates on seated iso rows. It felt really good in my lats. I could feel my lats engaging really well on that one. Didn't feel my shoulder at all. When I got done with that, I did some traction on my neck and stretched it. I felt 3 pops in the base of my neck, right at my bottom vertebrae before it stops the neck and goes into the spine, I guess, however you want to look at it. So shoulder does feel significantly better since I did that. So I'm thinking maybe when I was trying to heave that up overhead, maybe I pinched something in my neck and it got locked up and it caused impingement in my shoulder from the muscles getting tight, or maybe it was a nerve I'm feeling in my neck. When I rotate my shoulder up, I aggravate it. But all I know is it doesn't really hurt anymore. It's tender. It's tender, but I think it's only tender because of how incredibly sore I am and beat up for the last 3 days. And plus I just stretched my neck, and it might just be, like I said, aggravated still. So maybe tomorrow will feel better, but still I'm going to take it easy on my shoulders. I'm going to really gauge the way they feel throughout the workout, and if something starts to hurt me at all, I'm just going to back off of it and just not do it, maybe do something different. Trying to find a replacement that won't cause aggravation in the area, because it just sucks trying to work through pain, and I'm not one to try to muscle through something that hurts. I will work around it 100% before I work through it. I'm not trying to, encourage an injury from happening. Like, that's just stupid. When I tore my groin when I was powerlifting, I bought squat briefs to help with compression around the groin hip area, so I can squat without engaging my groin until I got the range of motion back and I was able to stop wearing them. So, there are things that I can do around my shoulder if I found things to do around my squat, and I'm just going to keep on trucking along and doing the best that I can every chance I can. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. My shoulder's tired, of course, like always. Sometimes I can hold it a little bit longer on some days than I can on others, but today is definitely not one of those days. Everyone have a wonderful night. Also, again, thank you to everybody who subscribed and helped me get to 1,000. We're going to keep on going every day, nonstop.